Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome everyone into my presentations. It's called Lending Club Analysis. Make numbers tell. We're here thanks to IDX Partners as well as Rakam Academy for sponsoring this. A bit of a statistic. Loan defaults are a multi-billion dollar problem globally, impacting not just lenders, but also broader economy through reduced credit availability and increased interest rates. In the US alone, charge-offs at commercial banks can reach into tens of billions of dollars annually, with an average of 3.7% charge-offs. Now, loan defaults are a condition where borrowers fails to meet the agreed upon repayment terms of a loan. Now, Lending Club is one of the pioneers of online peer-to-peer lending, has facilitated billions in loans. Though viewed as a pioneer in the fintech industry and one of the largest such firms, Lending Club experienced problems in early 2016 with difficulties in attracting investors. Understanding the factors that contribute to loan defaults on such platforms is vital for investors, borrowers, as well as the platform's sustainability. In this analysis, we aim to build a predictive model that can accurately identify loans and high risk of default, whilst in the way we might stumble upon some visualizations, some pre-processing, some feature engineering. Well, the problem might get this close at some point during the EDA once we're looking for a solution. However, that doesn't actually close the possibility that we might actually use machine learning models to do this. Now, welcome everyone. My name is Bram, and I will take you to a journey where I myself were trying to do analysis, visualizations, pre-processing, feature engineering, and stuff in order to actually uncover or maybe rediscover the solutions that we might have. Like I said before, we might do EDA, pre-processing, model prep, modeling, and then results. We might actually stumble into results in some ways. But bear in mind, as I introduce you to the main characters of the story, we have the loan amount as the principal, we have interest rate, the cost of borrowing, we have borrower's income, aka their ability of repayment, we have loan purpose, aka the reason why they borrow in the first place. Now, these main characters are actually features that correspond highly to the target. Now, here we have the distribution of loan amounts. It might reveals a lot of insight, but in this case, it reveals that the most borrowers seeks moderate funding, likely for personal or debt consolidations. However, the tail of larger loans suggests some borrowers are also using the platform for significant investments or could possibly business ventures. The interest rate distributions showcase a somehow normal distributions to the bare eye. However, when you look closely, you might see it might seem a little bit odd considering we have, a normal distribution with the end meeting at the middle, but somehow at the higher interest rates, it's skewer and skewer and skewer. It's rather odd, but does it actually odd? No, it actually means that it reflects the risk-based pricing model. The borrowers with perceived higher risk, as indicated by the credit profile, are charged higher interest rates. Now, this is a fundamental principle of lending, balancing risk and return. Loan status is the climax of our loan story. While most loans are fully paid, let's just call it our happy ending. Significant others might come off as charged off or default. The not so happy ending smiley emoji. Now, our model aims to predict which loans are likely to take this unfavorable turn. Connecting loan purpose with loan status can reveal interesting subplots, or rather, it begs a question. Are loans taken for small businesses more likely to default than those for debt consolidations? Interesting. Now, an external content, or should I say an external references. There are certain economic conditions that plays a major role. For instance, take the 2008 financial crisis with the default rate surges across the board. Reprocessing, data cleaning, as well as, well, you know, a little bits, a little itsy bitsy here and there. Now, just as a writer, whilst editing a manuscript, we need to clean and pre-process our data. This involves handling missing values, or rather, you could say, is filling the gaps in the story, correcting inconsistencies to ensure data accuracy, and transforming data into a suitable format for our models because models aren't exactly built like a human. Now, encoding is more like different languages in our data. Let's say it's like translating into another languages. In this case, it translates into a binary languages, which is consists of true or false, you know, one or zero, etc. We have all the names for it. Now we created binary target from loan status. It also created a one-hot encoded categorical variables. We also have date and time conversions. We converted the date features into a datetime format because it wasn't exactly in a datetime format. Now, model preparations is like we're trying to build the models, right? We might as well build some features, you know. Now, features engineering is like, let's say we're creating a plot twist in our story, or rather a new character. Now, this new character consists of issue year, issue month, credit history length, etc. We also removed the redundant features or some plots that were actually, you know, inconsistent, or rather, it's not inconsistent. It's more like you're feeding the same story twice into the machine. You're feeding the same data twice. We don't want that because that is inefficient as it's time wasting and resource wasting to the computer itself. Now we scaled some numerical features using standard scaler now. Scaling is more like making the distribution more um, not standing out from one another on the data terms. We also handling class imbalance using mode to oversample the minority class. Uh, to ensure fair representation, I should say. Well, it's like having too many happy endings and not enough sad endings onto the story. Smoke helps us create a synthetic set endings to give our model a more balanced view of both outcomes. The storytellers, aka the models that we use in this case. Now, we employed several machine learning models, each with its own strength and weakness. Let's say logistic regression is more like a simple narrator, and both of random forest and XGBoost is tree-based. In this case, it's actually our more complex storytellers, let's just put it that way, capable of capturing some intricate patterns that logistic regressions might not did. This, however, are the most commonly used machine learning models. The evaluation metrics. Evaluation metrics are how we judge the accuracy and reliability of our storytellers. Let's say in the classification reports, we have precision and recall to tell us how often it's right when it's predict a specific outcome. We have AOC and OC, which tells us how the model distinguishes between good and bad loans. We have confusion matrices that actually kind of confronts these machine learning with what they did. Did you predict something's right, something's wrong? You know, and we have the cross validation to validate all of these, let's say, uh, prediction. Yeah, let's just put it that way. Here are the results that we have. Now you might ask, why is it highlighted yellow on the illustrated regression? Because, well, across the board, we might see illustrated regression as somehow the inferior models to to both the latter random forest and also XGBoost. But in this case, to me, it seems like random forest and XGBoost both, even though they had great accuracy, they have great prediction accuracy and stuff. They have high score. There might some underlying issues like generalization, where it didn't recognize the pattern, right? Rather than recognizing the pattern itself, it memorizes the pattern or the data, so it tends to generalize the data. Thereby, the recall is actually one, or should I say, it's pretty accurate to some extent that it might seems like I'm just skeptical, but it is what it is. It might showcase our feeling and stuff. Now, to that, I'd say logical regression is the chosen one because it offers a strong combination of good predictive performance, interpretability, and also resistance to overfitting, which the issues might shown on both XGPUs and random forest. Now, future importance is like an influential characters. Now, there are some influential characters that are worth noting is like a loan amount, total payment, outstanding principal, and interest rate are the most influential characters. Now, we also have the borrower's characters, or in this case, a borrower's financial stability, you should say, as indicated by the home ownership and income level, also contribute to the prediction itself. Now, we also have the temporal effect. The issue year suggests that the time the loan was issued is relatively relevant to some extent. Now, in conclusion, logistic regression offers interpretable insights on loan default factors, including borrower's financial stability, loan terms, repayment behavior, more on that you can click on later. While tree-based model demonstrate better predictive accuracy, it comes with overfitting issues, like I said before, or possibly some generalizations. Now, by actually hearing what I've presented to you, are you excited to work with us? You can reach us. Here's all my contact informations in case you wanted to connect. And thank you so much for actually paying attention and watching. This is Bram. It's been a long. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And happy Eid Mubarak for everyone. Taqabbalallahu minna wa minkum.